fellow geeks. The perpetual concept of the internet is on the verge of mass destruction. During this episode, we will be trying to enlighten more people on the voracious phenomenon storming the internet at this very moment. I am speaking, of course, about the abomination that is the Anti-Counterfit Trade Agreement, or ACTA for you people with little time. In the spirit of a semi-grand gesture, I have decided to make an actual appearance to support my fellow cast members. Let this be the inspiration for more grand gestures, semi or otherwise. Remember, this could mean the end of the world as we know it. Hi guys, and welcome to this week's ACA show's topic of the week. As previously stated before, the topic this week is ACTA. I'm sure you're wondering who I am, and with those of you with good ears, you can probably tell already that I am the voice. I'm going to turn now to my two co-workers, my colleagues, my compatriots, and find out what their real problem is with ACTA. Chucky?
For me, yeah, okay. But for me, basically, the main problem I have is too vague in the description of what they actually want to do with it. So it doesn't tell you in what extent, if you do this or that, what the consequences will be. Like, for instance, I could download one song, could I go to jail? Or if I post a picture of somebody, could I go to jail? It doesn't specify what does what. That's my main problem with it. What consequences are for what actions?
It basically says intellectual properties, but in reality, the word intellectual properties is just a fancy name to say everything.
That is true.
Everything thought of,
Any idea, like any idea that you're thinking of right now is actually an intellectual product.
Yeah. So.
How do I market it? No, I understand what you mean about the vagueness. The vagueness gets to me in the sense of like, before when I was saying it's just for them to get a foot in the door, and now that their foot is in the door, when the other foot comes in, it's going to be this huge deformed foot, basically knocking down every bit of intellectual property we can think of.
Yeah, but the other problem I have with it, because I have several problems with it.
We know you do.
Well, yeah, the other problem I have with it is who are they to actually speak for the people without the people knowing about it? It's been veiled in secrecy for so long.
And they're not even elected by, the public.
Exactly. Most people don't even know who is running or acting on their behalf for this debate.
The ultimate control freaks?
Yep.
Yeah.
Possibly. That's a good name we can
Yeah, exactly. And kind of like, with the SOPA Act and the PIPA Act that we had last week, that actually benefited, the media industry, while ACTA is not going to benefit no one except for a very small percentages of the content mafia, as we would call them.
Yeah, but the same media that signed, they are for the SOPA people are also for ACTA. I don't really get why.
Exactly.
Like, I get certain points why, but not to that extent.
Exactly. It's not a benefit for them.
Well, not really. But what about the whole airport security thing that was written in there too?
The method is what I'm really worried about. Do you want to have a quick
I have to explain a little what it is, but yeah, basically what the airport thing was that at the airport they could do random checkups on any person. Exactly. This is how it's written right now, at least, because they probably will change, I hope. That they can randomly check anybody without a warrant for their iPods or any music MP3 player, your laptops, for any pirated or illegally obtained stuff, and they can fine you or send you to jail or confiscate the things, whatever. Problem with that is, even ripped CDs that you bought, if you can't prove that you have the CDs, you still
Go into prison.
go to prison.
We used to be scared when we accessed the amount of alcohol we could travel with. Now I'm going to be scared to travel with my own alcohol.
No, you know what is going to happen? You know, the same way how people are, trafficking drugs, with the bodies and things like that, you're going to see people taking condoms, putting a USB in it, put some lube on it, and ram it up either in their throat or the ass.
I have 2 terras of bolitas inside of me. I can't eat anything or else it is all going to dissolve into my stomach.
Exactly.
That is, it really is something. Are you really going to be walking? Are they going to have different jacks for their own respective laptops? Oh, I need an iPod jack. Oh, I need a 2010 Picket MP3 player jack to basically plug you in and check you right then and there. This is a whole new version of scanning.
Yeah, but where's the privacy?
Exactly, there's no privacy. What we're trying to do is basically chip off any less privacy that there is, and then saying, no, we're doing it for your safety.
Oh, yes.
It's not, that's not for safety though.
This is
Safety.
Yeah, I
this
guess.
is safety, surveillance, there's a thin line.
I guess so.
There's a very thin line.
What's your main problem with it?
Actually, we just touched on it. I mean, besides the airport security, the surveillance part. Yeah, that is basically my main problem with it already. I mean, we all crack jokes about homeland security. Oh, Big Brother is watching you. Is this going to be Grandpa watching you now? Is this Big Father? Which is it?
It's basically your internet provider watching you, actually.
It is too much watching. The purpose of the internet is what they're trying to make as its downfall.
Yeah, but the whole part that they're gonna try to see every traffic thing every trafficking move I make on the internet, everything, every file I download or upload, they're gonna check what it is.
Every tweet that you text,
tweet that I text, every picture that I upload to Facebook or whatever.
Every update that you do on Facebook.
Imagine someone tweets out of nowhere and within that tweet the words "you shall not pass" sync up completely. Does that mean that Sir Ian McKellen needs to get royalties?
Yeah.
Actually, no, not Ian McKellen, my bad.
Yeah.
JRR. That was a nerd brain fart, my bad.
Yeah.
But I guess he's going to be getting royalties for that.
Yeah.
But what if it goes to the extent of certain poses in pictures? I make this pose and I have to pay homage to Egyptian.
Yeah, something like that.
Who created the peace sign? Hey, sue me. Okay.
Exactly. So that's the whole problem. The main problem with it is that it's too vague in the description. They didn't actually narrow it down.
No,
But it's still in a work in progress. But where it's leading towards, it's frightening.
They did the vagueness on purpose.
So there's a lot of years, that this bill has been signed by several countries. Thank God the AU hasn't signed it yet, Thank God.
They did mention that they were planning.
Yeah,
to
they're
sign
planning
it.
to sign it, but
they're having talking about that anyways. The Europe actually was the one pushing the publicizing it more. They want it to be more transparent for people to actually know what it is. Which I do like Europe for, but I don't know. The thing is, again, who are they?
Look at how the internet has changed us all as people with information. Back in the days, before the internet was there, the only information that you relied on was television, the media, newspapers, things like that, which can be corrupted in so many ways. Hell, even our history, you never know if our history is that accurate. The history is basically based on
what people wrote,
the winners of set battles.
Yeah.
So with the internet actually tells both sides of the part and multiple sides. So you know exactly what is going on. So
more vaguely,
yeah. So corporations cannot basically mind fuck you and tell you, those people out there, they're bad guys. We're the good guys. We're trying to help you. They can't do it with the internet. So what they're trying to do is limit the information or censor the information as much as possible, so that they can have total control of the people once again.
On that note, we're going to end this episode of the ACA Show Topic of the Week. Be sure to check out Anto's page and subscribe. Don't worry, he doesn't talk that much on his own videos. And also be sure to check out Allian's page. As you have noticed, he is not with us. No, I'm just kidding.
The lucky bastards on Aruba.
Son of a bitch.
Motherfucker.
But, you know, we still want to keep this going, and we still love him enough to keep him here. Inside joke. So he's going to be delivering his opinion right now.
My next guest, Josue, has asked me to film it in a way that his face is blacked out most of the time as a form of protest on ACTA. So I'm going to try to honor that as the best that I can. Right? So next, my interview with Josue. How you doing?
Not too bad, thanks.
Right, now this whole ACTA issue, right? What do you think?
Well, aside that it's a horrible thing to happen, the thing I dislike about it the most is how they went about it, all the secrecy and like pretty much trampling over human rights.
Yeah, that's I think that's the main issue on anything. The crew back home went into details already from like how they can go through your stuff and security and all that stuff, and that's basically already one of the main problems of the whole thing, right? But my pet peeve with it is, pet peeve is actually worse than that, is the fact that it's not law, right? It's just an agreement. And I do have to remind God, I'm gonna have to put this one on film. Anthony, you're actually incorrect. The EU were one of the first ones to actually sign up, by the way. So that's something you should have researched a bit better. What are more problems you have with it?
Well, yeah, as in it's like you said, it's not a law, it's a treaty, so it can't really be contested in through Congress. They used it to bypass Congress and other parliaments. Yeah. So, yeah, they are just using it to force down something on everybody.
It's basically say okay, we got the power, and you guys have to do whatever we say anyway. So, F off.
Yeah, it's just trampling, I said, trampling all over democracy and
It's a sad world, really, right? When you have to think about that we the people, the majority, right, have to be complaining about something that we should have the right to vote on. You came with the best point ever earlier when we were discussing this, and the PIPA and SOPA Act was just a distraction.
Yeah, it was just a major distraction.
Yeah, and I already said it in last week's show. I don't think those bills are going to pass. So I mentioned another reason, which I still stand by, but you made me think about it in another aspect. This ACTA thing has been going on for far longer, and this PIPA and SOPA thing was basically just the imitation of it.
Pretty much. You know what? I'm almost willing to bet that PIPA and SOPA were part
of ACTA. Yeah, exactly, and that's kind of sucks, Hey, thank you for being on the show. Would love to have you around more often. Make this more of a main thing. Right, and there you have it. On Aruba, doing my own thing, and basically till next week.
This was the end. Be sure to raise awareness, enlighten your fellow geeks and intellectuals alike, and let's just talk about it. Peace. Welcome to another ACA Show's Topic of the Week. As previously stated before. Alright, chill out. Like bothering the hell out of me. I'm sorry. Okay. For real this time.
Come on, let's go.